Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time of day it is for you, good day. Welcome to the Thursday night stream, and you know what Thursday is. It's Orc Smashing Day. And today we have Caramel Cactus with us.
Hi, everybody.
And Star King will not be showing up with us today. Right now he is fighting the forces of Nurgle, so we wish him the best.
Press F for Stark.
Uh, not yet. Not I'm sure we don't have to get to that point.
F is for fix, right? That's what the kids are into.
You know what that reminds me of? On Facebook. This was a long time ago. This is like I'm gonna call her not because when I think Facebook, I just think only aunts use Facebook. She thought LOL stood for lots of love.
I've seen that
Yeah,
before. Oh my
so when somebody says like, oh, like their grandfather died, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, LOL.
It never gets old. It never ever
Ah,
gets old. Just 'cause like, oh my.
it's like, well, anyway, let's just jump right into the game.
On that happy note. Alright, let's see here. Oh fuck, it's been so long since I've been in this
Oh, what is it?
goddamn game. Where's his Exterminators? There we go. Oh, actually, no, you have to invite me. That's what's going on.
All right.
I had to make sure I'm actually online. Okay, sweet, I am. That cute little icon that Pepper made for me. Love it.
Oh, that's what you're using now. Okay. It's been a while since I played with you, so I haven't seen it.
Yep, I got my haircut finally, and that was like 3 months ago, and so now it's already back to Homeless Ringo Starr. But it's I hair's longer than it's ever been before. It feels really weird, but I really like it. I
How long?
thought about
Like
going with
how far down your head is your hair?
past my nose.
You know, that's the longest I've ever seen you with your hair.
Exactly. Like
Like you,
I've
you
never
always
had
had
it.
like military cut haircuts before.
Yep. And then now I have to keep it mask enough so that I can pass at work, but it's long enough now that I can put like barrettes in it and everything like that, and it feels awesome.
I mean,
Until
like you could have
it's
your
long
hair,
enough.
your hair down to your shoulders, and you could still. I used to have a ponytail. Remember when I used to
Right,
have
but
hair?
I mean, I'm terrible at styling things, and I'm still getting used to actually
Have you
having long
seen
hair.
my hair back in the day?
I loved your hair
It was
so
a
much when it was
bird's
long hair.
nest, and that's called being generous.
I would say it was more of a yeah, bird's nest is actually
I
quite
mean, all I did was I took a rubber band and I tied it, and that was my professional look. Before I would just like leave it all hanging around.
I think though it's just hard for me to conflate having long hair, like just because I never ever have. Like my parents always cut it down when it was super short and just kept it that way. So even like looking at myself in the mirror with long hair, I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like it was hard
Hey,
enough to see myself without a beard. I was just like, who the fuck is this? Just
oh,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
think the past.
sorry, I thought I heard somebody. I think it's one of the players with us that's talking. Yeah, yeah,
Hello,
one of the people like they had their. Well, I don't have my in-game mic on.
do I?
You don't know. It's somebody else. Like in the lobby, they had their mic, the speaker icon next to their name, and I could
Oh, okay, okay.
kind of hear them
Okay.
talking.
I'm like, who are these baddies that I get stuck with? You got people surprisingly fast though. Well, then again, this is the regular exterminators.
I mean, like, there's still a ton of people playing Exterminatus. Like every day, I get like several pings from that Space Marine server I'm on about people looking for games on not only Exterminatus but also Versus mode.
I would love if like they fixed the chaos exterminators that you could get pugs. That would be so nice.
I think a lot of people just aren't playing that.
But why? It's so much fun.
I think most people just don't have the DLC.
But
That and it's
which
probably
is
just way too hard. That's an
it,
assumption.
that I would agree with you on. Probably way too hard. But the DLC is so cheap. But no, I think you're right. That makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
but I would love to get more people on the Exterminatus. If we get Star King and one more person, we need to convince Pepper to play with us. She has the game.
Yes,
I know she has the
that would
game.
be.
She has the game because I bought it for her.
Let's see, I'm trying to think here. Like, I've actually run into. You remember Charles Belgium?
Charles. Doesn't ring a bell. Say that again?
Chuck.
Oh, Chuck. Yeah.
Yep. So that guy, like, he's playing WoW, and I play with him, play WoW with him maybe once or twice a week or something like that. So maybe I'll talk to him and see if he's interested.
Alright, tell him he needs to join the crew, though.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
The hardest part about that, I think, is just getting him on Discord.
Yeah, you think that would be the... Well, then again, it took you how long to get me on Discord? Okay, never mind.
Took a while to get you. McBeast? Oh my goodness. It wasn't so much like, you know, convincing him to get it, but trying to teach him how to actually do it properly. And not uninstall it when he's trying to leave the server. And then tell him to reinstall it. It's like, no, you don't need to do that to get out of the server.
It's funny because he was CQA. You think he'd be better at this tech stuff than him.
And we work, like, our job is working with computers and software. How is it that I'm the oldest man and I know this stuff better than you guys? You're the youngins.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm supposed to be the one who's like, my VCR keeps blinking 12. I don't know how to fix that.
Like, he's younger than us. And I'm just...
Yeah, your audio keeps cutting out. It's like what I heard, like, he's younger than us and died to God King. That's all I heard. Maybe not the God King part. I'm assuming that. Oh, by the way, cover your eyes. Yeah, I'm saving you guys' lives. Hey, two cats! How you been? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, have you been streaming much? Oh yeah, Camel, like I don't know what's going on with your mic. It's like I could hear you for a second and then you just cut out.
Okay, yeah, that's me then. 1 second.
Do you need to wiggle the mic or is it a software issue?
Alright, is that better?
Yes, now I get to hear a sentence.
Okay, sweet, because all of a sudden you cut out and then I thought it was you, but it's me.
Oh, weird. Nothing too new, two cats, except yesterday, I don't know if you appreciate this, Caramel, but I decided to go old school in yesterday's stream. Celia was telling me about this game she played as a little girl called Menzo Berenzan. Does that name sound familiar?
I think I saw that tweet yesterday. I did not recognize it.
That's the Dark Elf City in D&D. So it's a D&D video game from 1994.
Oh my
God,
God,
PC
so...
D&D game from 1994.
Did it make RuneScape look fancy?
Oh my God, it was horrible. I tried playing that. The character creation took like 20 minutes, not because it was complicated, but because of over elaborate it was. So, like, there's like a priestess talking to Loaf. He's like, "Who are the invaders coming to attack us?" And you know, you're supposed to make your characters because you're the invaders. He's like, "Tell us their sex," and then you pick male or female, and it takes like a minute because they're loading in the graphics, and then you're like, there's this ancient table you have to spin around. It's like, "Tell us their class," but then you got to pick your class. God. Like, and like, "Show us their face," and then you pick a face from a preset, you know, set of face. "Tell us their alignment." And then you watch a candle slowly burn all the way down.
Oh God, that sounds so fucking frustrating.
And you have to do this twice. You made 2 characters doing this.
I love old PC games. Like, I don't know if any, like, you might remember this, Coco, the Atari ST.
I had the Atari 2600. I never had the
that
ST.
Was the yeah, the console was sweet, but the ST was the computer. I had both of those, like, and that had those well into the Sega era. That tells you how far behind my family is. Anyways, all those ancient ass games where it's like loading new screen and it takes like 5 fucking minutes to actually get into or do anything every time.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, 2 cats, Drizzle or Dritz or whatever, he is part of the main story. Like the Dark Elves are causing trouble because they're trying to get the Drits. I never met them because I got... Okay, when the game starts, like the village you're in, it's just like the entire landscape is just this flat, plain landscape, right? I think it's made out of dirt. Either that or the bushes are really dirty. And I can't really tell what the hell I'm looking at, except for buildings because there's giant brown boxes. And I gotta put out a fire, so it took me like 10 minutes just to find the well to get the buckets to put out the fire. Really, the first like 50 minutes is me trying to get out of the certain town because I didn't know what I was looking at.
That's how they padded game length back then, just by being really, really confusing.
And then when I got out of the town, I got attacked by some gnolls. I think they were gnolls. The text saying I killed the gnolls, only reason I knew those no. It was just like 4 colors within like a block was attacking me. Like it makes Minecraft look graphically enhanced, this game.
So awful.
And then I got killed by a bugbear. I was like, oh well, I didn't save for a while. That's the end. But the death scene was awesome. Well, if you're into vor, it's awesome because a loaf eats you. It's like it's from first person point of view. We get picked up by loaf, and you're slowly, dropped into her mouth. And that's
Loaf is a girl? I didn't know that.
Loaf is the mother of the Dark Elves.
I just thought God of the Dark Elves. I didn't think mother. To be fair, I don't know much about Dark Elves beyond what you said.
Get on your D&D lore, jeez.
My brain can only fit so much.
You're not nerd enough for us. God.
Actually, if you want to hear about the blood god Hakar from World of Warcraft,
Yeah, it's just ripped off from 40k.
Yeah, ripped off from Starship Troopers, which also ripped off Warcraft.
Yeah, fantasy Warcraft, not the 40k. Yeah, you forget that's a thing sometimes.
Which, by the way, I'm still salty that I think you told me that they retconned it so that 40k isn't a precursor to fantasy.
Correct. And by the way, True Cat, Estri, I mispronounce her name. Alistream, she is one of my favorite goddesses in the game. Thing is, like, I got a Dark Elf in my current D&D party, and a priest of Elistry, and they refuse to look up a YouTube video I found that perfectly describes her, the religion. And so they just purposely get it wrong. And I think
Why does she do that?
I'm convinced she's doing it at the point just to troll me.
I think
like she knows that's what I want, so that's what she's not going to do.
That sounds like something Tree would do. It doesn't sound like something Rin would do.
No, that's definitely Tree. That's Tree that's trolling me. Rin, technically her character doesn't know about Elistray, but it should know, like, with, since it's a priestess of priest of Illustrator, you'd think, like, it would apply, like, Rin's character should be Tree's #1 target for conversion right now, with the way the religion works.
I think Tree just does whatever they want.
Honestly,
that's fair.
Like, I think Tree made it originally, was thinking about it, but with the personality she gave her character, realized that it was just piss off Rin, and didn't want to piss off Rin, so she just ignores it.
Because when we wrote our characters, like, the only backstory really that Rosalind has was, like, Tree and I were supposed to, like, roleplay a lot of stuff together, but then they just kind of went off the fucking deep end. I was like, alright, I guess we're making this shit up as we go now, alright. But I never know what to expect, honestly. Come on, fella, get in the room.
No, I don't have any blind grenades to celebrate. Speaking of Dark Elves, you left Final Fantasy 14, you're back in ESO. Always happens playing 14, always makes you... I played ESO. Hey, check it out. #1, of course. Get on my level, guys. Like, I used to be huge into Elder Scrolls, so of course I had to get into ESO. As far as Elder Scrolls game goes, it's not. It really isn't. Like, there's some lore there, but it doesn't feel like an Elder Scroll game. It feels like a more generic MMO. Get out of my way, Servo. You're making me blow myself up. But there are some good stuff there. I played what did what are they called? The Lizard Man? What? Al Algonian. I played an Algonian sorcerer, but I made him a tank. So I spec'd in the sword and board, heavy armor, and I got all like the armor abilities and hit points and stuff. So I made him a very tanky sorcerer, just to see if I could do it. Yes, Argonian. I don't know why I blanked on that name. Argonians are like one of my favorite races in that game.
Did it work?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like here's how I knew like a lot of gaming websites were full of shit when they started doing previews and reviews on ESO. When they started describing the classes, like the sorcerer class is your main magic DPS. I forget what the other class was. It was like the Templar is your main healer and cleric, and cleric type character. Is like that's not how the classes work. It's like there's no set tank, there's no set healer. If you want to be a healer, you could be any class, and you just pick up a healing staff. Templars had
Awesome,
yeah, Templars had extra healing abilities. Nightblades had some minor healing abilities, mostly life-stealing abilities.
So do you think they just said that just because that's stereotypical?
Yeah, I'm 99% positive that they didn't even bother playing the game. They just looked at the classes and it's like, well, every MMO does this, therefore it must be true.
I would have believed it because I would have believed it.
Yeah, but I actually played the beta. I was like, this is full of shit. This is not how the game plays at all.
When did ESO come out? Like the only Elder Scrolls I've ever
Oh man,
played
it was,
is Morrowind.
oh, it was years ago. It was well after Skyrim.
Oh god, Skyrim feels like eternally re-releasing.
I want to say maybe
Like-
5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Jeepers creepers. Because it just doesn't really feel like any room in the world for more MMOs. Like that feels like that time is done. Which makes me sad.
Like, I might give ESO another shot. I don't know. Maybe. It's like, I would want to go back to my Argonian because, man, I leveled him up. Like, I made him, like, almost a master blacksmith. I got all the, like, the secret, like, I found the secret location, so if I forget what it's called, but if you want the special buffs on your armor, you need to go to special smithing areas. I unlocked a whole bunch of those. But I feel like I'll need to start all over again if I play the game, and I just don't want to go through that grind.
I think the game I want most of all is like a actual release, completed release of Dark and Light. That would be so sweet.
That would be nice. Not gonna happen, though.
Yeah. Arc 2 might be pretty sweet, but I'm not holding
No,
my breath
no,
because-
it's not. I mean, I want it to. Like, I'm not saying it because I want it to fail. I'm saying it because I know Wildcard.
Yeah.
It's going to be an
exactly.
incomplete mess.
I'm worried they're gonna put all their money into like Vin Diesel, like cameos and shit like that. So it's just like, damn it.
I mean, what I'm predicting is it's going to be a clone of First Arc. Like, little to no difference. Maybe a graphical upgrade here or there, but for the most part, it's going to be the exact same game.
That
And it's going to be
makes-
just as broken.
Yeah.
Cover your eyes.
Ah, damn it! Just as you said that, I'm like,
I'm saving your life.
get back, you fiends! No, crap! I knocked myself off. Like, Ark is and will forever be my favorite game. But that's with a healthy amount, or an unhealthy amount of forgiveness for its crimes. Like, damn, I overlook a lot of shit for that. But kind of have some high hope for the animated series. That's pretty cool.
That might be cool. I'm still waiting for the Warframe animated series. And you know what? The two guys, if I could convince like, I don't know, is there a free-to-play version of ESO? If so, I'll try to convince the Choppy crew members to join, so we can get our own, like, guild going in ESO.
But you just said it's super grindy though.
When I was playing the super grindy because I had to 100% everything. And it's like, I'm a blacksmith, so I gotta exploit everything I can to get my blacksmithing up because I want to be the best blacksmith right away. Because when I played the game, it was like when it first released. So I'm like, I gotta max out my blacksmithing as fast as possible, and make a smithing guild, and like lay claim to as much stuff as possible so I could be the first. So I grinded the hell out of it at the beginning, but
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, but that's not gonna be the case now.
Because I personally don't like time-sinking games. I'm trying really, really hard to stay away from just because I know myself. But, like, the limit for time... Oh, crap, swigs. Oh, shit, I forgot about those things.
What? Well,
The limit for time-sinking would probably be Sea of Thieves, because that's pretty time-sinking, but it's
well,
bite-sized.
Sea of Thieves is like, you're not really okay. You're kind of working towards something, but you're kind of not at the same time. Because like, okay, you made like 10,000 gold and made so much faction. Great. Now what? I mean, doesn't really change anything.
Exactly, and
Like,
that's like...
but with like MMOs is okay. You need to grind to get better armor so you can continue playing the game. You don't really need to do that with Sea of Thieves. Like
I should have...
you could
Oh, it's
fail
like...
for like 2 hours and not get anything done, and you'll still be just as far as you were before if you succeeded.
I should have specified. That's absolutely fair points, but I should have said linearity. Like, I need linearity in game. Like, trying to avoid non-linear games, just because once you like reach the end or whatever, it's like, okay, done. I know what I'm going, and I'm done. But like MMOs or non-linear games or whatever, it's just go on forever.
Okay, it looks like okay, you do need to pay for their expansions.
Oh, for ESO?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense if it's gonna be free to play and then pay for expansions. Now, there is a storyline. You could just focus on the storyline. And here's something, another thing like modern MMOs do, is like a lot of modern MMOs are more linear than old school MMOs. It's like because you get a storyline and you gotta go fight in this zone, complete all the quests, then you go to the next zone that should be good for your level, complete those quests, and then you just keep going and you follow that line. Back in EverQuest, it wasn't like that. There was no line. It's like you.
And they tell you where to go, tell you what to do.
No, they don't. Okay, first, okay, to find a quest first off in EverQuest, there was no exclamation points over anybody's head. You need to talk to an NPC and you actually type down like certain keywords. So you're like, hail. You talk to an NPC, say hail. They'll give you a greeting, and then from what they're greeting, you need to say, okay, they mentioned their tavern. It's like, tell me about the tavern. Or like, tell me about your wife, or whatever, and it might unlock a quest, if you say the right thing.
That sounds like such a huge pain in the ass, and this is before, like, the internet was super big too, right?
The internet was around. In fact,
I mean, like, helpful websites like Wowhead or whatever.
there was a helpful website. I knew it, actually, one of the few websites I actually had favorited on my computer, back, when I booted up my Windows NT.
Was it Bot?
What?
Bot?
No, it was, it started with an A. But it was pretty much the Wikipedia of Elder Scrolls before Wikipedia, or EverQuest before Wikipedia existed. But no, but like the point is it doesn't say you need to complete all the quests in this zone before you're leveled up for the next zone. You could just completely ignore those quests and go hunt somewhere else. And if you had a strong enough party, just hunt literally anywhere, and ignore old quests if you wanted to, and just like do combat.
Oh god, how the world has changed.
But if we did do like an Elder Scrolls for the Choppy crew, we could do one of those things kind of like Sea of Thieves, where we only played on stream, and see how far we could get in the story.
Okay, that makes me slightly more interested.
But like I said, if I'm gonna go back to ESO, I want the crew to be there because I don't want to play this by myself.
Because I genuinely have a lot more fun when we have stuff like that. Like,
Cover your eyes.
Ah!
Something killed me. It wasn't my eyes.
Like, Ark is the one exception where I like playing it by myself and I like playing it with the crew, but Sea of Thieves is fun, but I much rather play with you guys.
Okay, so you're saying like ESO is completely different now. Our experience is based.
Oh
Okay, no, I played it like I played a beta and then I played it at launch. I played it for I don't know, maybe a year after launch. I remember by the time I started quitting the game was when they started talking about going free to play. I guess they just weren't getting enough people to play the game. And oh, and Cameron, you might enjoy the PvP in that game. I know you're not a PvP person, but it's interesting the PvP.
I am when there's a reward at the end, 'cause I am absolutely a bitch like that, where it's like, if there's a pretty mount or some sweet cosmetics, oh fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Now, here's the way the PvP worked. Like, there's only, at least at the time, one zone in the game that was PvP. So there's like three main factions, right? Like on the different sides of the planet, and then the one zone is right in the middle, and that's the PvP zone. And there's forts you could take over. So if your faction takes over a fort, your faction gets to defend it. And if another faction's attacking the fort, you could go to that fort, try to defend it, and if you want to siege the fort, you get catapults. You need to use like special currency that you get from running by doing PvP. Cover your eyes. Everybody's doing blind grenades. And same thing like defense, and just like a time limit. So like you can't infinitely siege something. So you got like I forget the time. So if they successfully siege it in time, boom, you win. If not, then well, you screwed up, and you got to wait a certain amount of time before you can siege it again. That's pretty fun when you're able to get a giant horde with you, and everybody's like mounted on their horses, like get like 50 people riding down, riding down to a fort. Oh my god! One time I went there, I was kind of solo, just kind of exploring the place. I got attacked by somebody, one person, right? And I'm fighting him. I'm doing a good job. And he starts running away. He's like, no, you're going to mess with me. I'm going to kill you. I chased him. He went over a hill. And meeting me on the other side of the hill were like 30 guys on horses from the other faction. Just coming at me. He's like, holy shit. I tried to run. They just trampled me.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that.
I was like, I'm not even mad at that. That's just too awesome to be mad at.
Okay, see, now that's fucking cool. I like that. And that's like, that's the kind of PvP that I really love, is like when it's just like, that's what I really, really wanted the new Kingdom Under Fire to be. Oh, God, I wanted that so badly.
Oh, that MMO sucks, man.
Oh, it's so
I can't believe I spent money on that.
I can't believe I held my breath even for a little. For like, fuck, how long? 9 years? God, I'm the dumbest fucking moment for that. It just pissed me off so much, because I was like, it's just a little delayed. It's still good. It's still good. It's still
okay, Cameron, we get to geek out. Two Cats is asking, what is Kingdom Under Fire?
Oh, Two Cats. It's alright. So, ask them if they know Dynasty Warriors. Like,
Okay, well, it's not fair to compare to Dynasty Warriors.
only the combat in the sense that, imagine you have a tactical game where you control a character and you go around like fighting dudes, sort of like just to beat them up, but you go into giant battlefields and you have units. So there's like siege units, cavalry, archers, and you control directly a hero that can go in between those units. So like, you'll go into battle and you're fighting someone one-on-one, then you can zoom out of there, command troops to go around the field all in real time. So you'll like tell your cavalry to charge, and you'll go back into battle, and then you'll be fighting some dudes, and all these horses will come through and just mow everything down, and there's like fucking dragons and giant eagles and everything. It's just absolute insanity. It is one of the coolest games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, it's a great strategy game. It's like, and the way you could customize your military units was pretty awesome. You leveled them up. Yeah, you change their classes. Man, some of my favorite, like when I was playing as I forget the evil sides. You get orcs on giant warthogs, cavalry, and they get a siege unit that's like this gigantic, like pus-filled, like the swamp mammoth. Oh my god, that thing was awesome.
So like this thing, it's bigger, the biggest unit in the game, and so it's like literally like 100, 200 feet tall, and so you'll fight under it. And this giant thing, it's like stomping around. Like each footstep can like crush a whole bunch of units. So there's these giant legs that you're fighting under, and then there's like dead eagles and dragons falling out of the sky. There's arrows flying at you, and you have to command your units all while fighting these things. It is truly like the most awesome experience.
And Two Cats, don't worry. Like the strategy, it's not that tough. Like some missions got really difficult, But for the most part, if you had like a decent force, like a good strategy is like if you're playing as the human side, you got one knight unit for your melee, one archer unit, teach them healing magic, and the third unit could be anything like cavalry, the giant birds, or like this is second cavalry unit. So you send in your melee units. The archers will just shoot from the back and just constantly cast healing magic on your melee units, and they'll never die. And then your cavalry, you just start sweeping the rest of the map. Now the MMO. Here's the problem with the MMO. They went very, very typical MMO style, where you're playing the one hero, and you're just going from like you're talking to people, and your quest is, oh, go talk to this person. Now go kill 5 of these enemies. Go talk to this person. Go kill 5 of these enemies. And that's like 99% of that game. 1% of it is the actual strategy, like your commanded armies battle. But even that, they screwed up. Most of the maps are very similar. So you're just, like in the original game, it was like this big open map you're just fighting on. And you could really strategize where you're going to position your troops and how you're going to handle certain situations. MMO, no, it's a line. You start from point A, you got to march your troops to point B. In a line, killing everything in sight. And then when you get to the boss fight, there's usually like this big door. You open up the door, you get a little cutscene, and then bam. Without your being able to like move your troops around, all your troops are right there in one point, and the enemy's right in front of you, and then it just charges you. That's every single boss fight. Every single end of the, like every battle I went into.
It's so fucking heartbreaking. Oh.
And here's the thing, like I actually got into like one really fun match when I went to like just some random match where I got teamed up with like 3 other players and I wasn't by myself. Some of them had massively awesome units. Like one dude had the giant scorpion. You remember the giant scorpion?
That's so fucking awesome.
Dude, it was like picking up trolls and chomping them and like doing like earthquake blasts with his stinger. I was like, man, I need a level to get that thing.
And it was like super readily available in the first 2. Like my favorite was like they the Siegebreaker Scorpions. They're like you use them against buildings and everything, but like giant ogres where they're kind of like built like gorillas. So you have them run in their siege units, and they're like, what real time? They're like picking up units and like tearing them in half and throwing them around. And when they're weakened, you do like this little God of War quick time animation where you press like circle on them or whatever. Then you like climb up on their back, stab them through the neck, and it just. The entire time you're in first-person view, it's like heavy metal music playing. It is just the most. God damn! I just
the music was the best. It's like you just like heavy metal music playing the entire time. That's something else they screwed up in the MMO.
What?
It's like most of the music isn't heavy metal. Most of it is like the stereotypical fantasy music.
That's the entire point of Kingdom Under Fire.
It's like I think I streamed that game. I think for like after a few hours of streaming it, one time did I get heavy metal music.
Oh, that hurts literally hurts my heart. I feel pain. Oh god, that pisses me off. That was the part of Kingdom Under Fire with the sweet music.
Oh, the intros to the games, like the original Kingdom Under Fire 1 and 2, was like a heavy metal rock music, or like rock video. It was just so awesome.
I just remember so vividly, like playing the first one, and I remember thinking, this is the game I've always wanted. Like, always. Just truly... Like, it has flaws, obviously. We're down here worshipping it, making it sound like it has flaws. But, it is still, like, top-tier game. I would take that game as it stands over almost any game that's come out in, like, the past 5 years. Like, legit.
I wish it was backwards compatible.
Oh, god.
Like, because those games were on Xbox, I would totally stream those games again if I could, like... play him anywhere else. And like, oh, Two Cats is like here is like he's hearing us talk about Kingdom Under Fire and heavy metal music in the background. Just hearing WAG.
It's like it kind of is like that. I normally prefer playing monsters because they're cooler, but
oh man, the Warthog Cavalry Orcs were the best.
I like playing the humans so I could fight against them. And my favorite, again, this is all real time. That if you like go into your pikeman unit. And then you have like turn them, like have the unit turn. There's like officers like you're like turn, and they'll all turn, and then like the warthogs are coming at you, and they'll all get down on one knee and raise their pikes. and then the warthogs will run into it, and then they'll like run into the pikes, and there's goblins flying off the warthogs, and it's just the most awesome thing on the planet. It's just like, oh my fucking
Oh,
god.
and then when you see the cavalry just murder themselves on the pikes, oh, it's so satisfying.
Then like if you have your archers turn to the sun, they'll suck at shooting things because they can't see, so you have to like try and fight to have your backs to the sun.
And even the
Like
PvP in that game was awesome when you did PvP matches.
everything.
It's like I remember like I completely wrecked this one kid. Like I had my melee units like charging at him, and then I had my archers like I forget what it's called, but you start setting your arrows on fire. Like it takes some time for them to set up because they got to get up pretty close. And then when they shot the flaming arrows, it just wrecked everything in front of them. And I remember the kid yelling at me on Xbox Live, like, "What did you do? What did you do to me?"
What is this? That's the first
It's,
one.
it's like, did you hack? I was like, I almost full health, and now I'm dead. It's like, no, I used flaming arrows. It's like, god damn, that's overpowered.
I remember the first one, like on the original. I think those were the original Xbox. Whatever, the first one. Like the development was so rushed on it that when I bought the game, like physically bought the game, it had a piece of paper in it. Like, what the fuck is this? It says, "We are sorry, but online mode is not available in this game."
Wait, what?
And then, yeah, yeah. It just because they couldn't have it fixed at the time for release, so they had to literally put printed pieces of paper. This is not available right now. We're sorry.
Yep. And patches weren't a thing back then.
Oh fuck! No one's captured the point. Ugh. And then they had this really nasty
Oh, we got
bug.
2 seconds. Somebody on the point.
I'm running towards it.
No!
Wait, damn it!
I blame Servo.
Yeah, his server was really fucking bad.
I was doing my job.
Yeah, I'll try
Look at
one
that.
more time. This is too much fun. But they had like literally a printed piece of paper. Sorry, it's not available. So oh, that fucking sucks. And then there were 2 other major bugs. One was that they never actually put in the final units, the Bone Dragon and the gunship.
Are you serious?
So you had.
I never finished that game, so I didn't know.
They were in the second one, and it was awesome, but they weren't in the first. So like you had this tech tree which ends in the Bone Dragon and the gunship, and you could never get to them.
See, the thing is, it's like I completed all the human campaigns in the first one. I wasn't able to complete the evil campaign.
The human campaign was better.
The human campaign was awesome, and especially when you find out the twist behind it.
Oh.
Like, oh, that twist is so awesome, and it was dark too.
Do you remember? Like can't tell. I'm pretty sure it was game wide. I never actually asked anyone, but they couldn't say the word the patriarch, so like I don't know what the hell happened, but it would say like the words would be like, oh, the patriarch is doing X, Y, and Z, and then the character would be like, we go to the at his castle, and they just wouldn't say
I
it,
don't
like,
remember that. I don't remember
It was
that.
so fucking funny. And so when I got the second one, when they like went out of their way to say patriarch as many times as possible, I'm like, I know what you're doing.
No, it's like, oh, you know, there is one game that kind of reminds me of Kingdom Under Fire, like the proper way. And I did stream this for a long time. Conqueror's Blade. I think I tried to get you into Conqueror's Blade.
You did, but the problem is I was A, busy, and B, I wasn't too sold on the online part. I wanted more of a single player thing.
No, which I totally get. But Kingdom Under Fire, man, I streamed that for so long. And I was super deep into that game. I loved Conqueror's Blade. The only reason I quit was because the guild I was part of, Bastion, broke up. And honestly, they're what made the game really fun. It's like I like the PvP battles, and I'm not a PvP person, but I was pretty good at that game. Yes, Conqueror's Blade is the same kind of Dynasty Warriors kind of thing, except you control one unit at a time. So you have like your forces moving behind you. You command them to do different different stances based on what they are. If they're archers, if they're shield pikemen, whatever. So you have to work as a team with the rest of your teammates to really get anything done. But what was awesome was the territory wars. If you were part of a good guild, that's when you can actually...
All that guild drama and everything.
Well, here's the thing, from my point of view, is like I was helping my guild capture land. And those territory battles were hardcore. And we have one guy in the guild. He was a great tactician, and he came up with like an almost perfect defense for like for a very specific kind of map, and like how we were able to warp that into perfect defenses for other maps. And like we needed like very specific units to get this done, and we built a name for ourselves in the game of having one of the strongest defenses among all the clans and guilds in the game.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That
And
never did.
yeah, there was a lot of drama. Like what I didn't understand, which is why I quit the game, was there's a lot of player drama as far as politics go, where a whole bunch of the really big clans, they make deals with each other. So like, okay, we will take care of this part of the land. You could take care of that part, and we won't attack each other. But just for the sake of having fun, we will allow you to attack this part, this land, if you allow us to attack that land. So people were like, we're trading land. And if you weren't really part of these giant like alliances, it's like you'll be teamed up on. And yeah,
That's
those,
so frustrating.
there was a ton of drama around this. And after my guild broke up, because we fell out with one of our alliances, we were by ourselves in the very dangerous, what's it called? The Wastelands? It wasn't the Wastelands. But we were able to hold on to one piece of land by ourselves, and even the strongest guilds weren't able to take it from us. That's how we really made our name. When we didn't have any backup with us and we were able to just hold our own.
See, that's fucking awesome.
And that was incredible. But then Bannerlord came out, and everybody's like, okay, I'm going to go play Bannerlord. So the guild broke up. Like, I tried doing my solo thing. I actually tried to be a mercenary for other guilds, but it didn't really work out. Like, I wasn't having fun. I needed to be part of like a well-established guild that I could talk with and have fun with.
I don't remember Bannerlord. How did that game end up doing?
It's still in early access. Bannerlord is Mountain Blade 2. Bannerlord is the subtitle.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember that name. All right.
I actually have it. It's a fun game, but it's a single-player game. I don't know if you'll like it. You do control a giant army. Like, it's not... Okay, it's kind of like Kingdom Under Fire, but not. Like, you get your giant army, you get to control your giant army, but you never really go into, like, a first-person kind of... Like, a bird's-eye view. It's all from the point of view of your character. So, ideally, you want to be on a horse. You want to ride around the battlefield and tell your troops, go here, stand here, attack from here, defend this spot. You know, go into this formation. It's more complicated than Kingdom Under Fire. But I think what might kill it for you, maybe, is no heavy metal.
That I can deal with. Like, the heavy metal is just icing on the cake. Like,
They try to be very realistic. It's not a fantasy game.
okay, that kills it for me because fantasy is a must. Like, the only reason I like 40k is because it feels fantasy to me because there's like orcs and elves and shit like that running around.
Although, if you're willing to get over your mod prejudice, a lot of people made mods to make it fantasy. Some people added magic. Some people added different races, people that look like elves and stuff. Some of the mods are really good. But no, Bannerlord is a really fun game. But there is a story. They didn't finish the story yet. There's a lot of political stuff in the game. Like, you build your clan, you need to get a reputation for your clan. You could join other kingdoms, be either a mercenary for another kingdom, or work as a vassal, like aligning yourself to this kingdom. Or you can make your own kingdom, take over castles, take over cities. You know, defend the cities. Open up shops for yourself so you can earn some money. Damn it, that melee mob got me. It's a fun game, it's just not done.
Like, refuse to stand on the point. Jesus Lord. Like, my other problem is that just time. Like, I have to be very, very picky with my games just because I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm trying to find a Choppy Crew game. I wanted it to be Kingdom Under Fire. I mean, not Kingdom Under Fire, Conqueror's Blade for a long time. Cranky actually joined me in Conqueror's Blade. But since he's in the Netherlands, he always had terrible ping. Because he was trying to play in the USA server.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But he had fun playing the game. I couldn't convince anybody else in the crew to join.
Cranky will join pretty much anything. He's a team player like that.
No, but Cranky had fun. Like that game was so much fun playing with Cranky. In fact, like my idea originally was we all join Bastion, and I was going to convince the leaders of Bastion to let me run my own Choppy crew as a separate squad.
We really lose that again because these guys.
Nobody's taking the point.
Yep. I died, so that's the only reason I wasn't on it. Oh well. But shit, actually, what that actually made me fortuitous. What time is it?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit, 8 o'clock. Okay,
yeah. Let's
I
get
should
out
have
of here.
gone 15 minutes ago.
All right. Well, thank you for joining, Caramel. I'll call this a stream. Thursday night streams are always the shortest streams. Oh man, we got to find a game we could all play. Conqueror's Blade may not be it, even though I want to go back to it. Like, just so I can finish what I was saying. Originally, I wanted us to join Bastion. I was going to convince the leaders to let me run my own squad as the Gopher unit during the territory wars. Which means, like, just like 5 or 6 of us, we just get fast units and we go from point to point. If somebody needs backup, we run to that town and back them up. If we need to run a distraction by attacking another enemy city, we run there, do a quick distraction.
I
And
think
because I've done that with other people in the clan. I was like, if I could get my own Choppy unit, we could be the Choppy squad.
the oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I totally lost my train of thought. Like, wow, that's embarrassing. No, probably wasn't. Oh, I remembered. I think the closest we've gotten to a true Choppy Crew game is either Ark or Sea of Thieves, but Ark is such a time sink, and Sea of Thieves only allows 4 people, which sad.
Yeah, honestly, I would say Sea of Thieves has been the crew game so far. Because with Ark, it's like we've only been able to get like consistently 3 people.
Uh,
With Sea of
that's
Thieves,
true.
we could get up to 4.
That's very true. You're right, because Cranky was a latecomer to Ark,
Yeah,
and then most of the time,
Cranky's always going to be there. Like he's
yeah,
always going to join. He's a die-hard lore crew member.
die
You,
hard.
you have trouble with your time. Like time is the worst enemy with us.
I'd
Since
put me at a B ranking.
yeah, but when you could show up, you do show up. Silly and I, well, we're always going to be there. We're the team. But I want to find like a bigger game we could all play that we could all have fun with.
Oh, that's a tough one. Like,
It it
I
could
would love if there was a sweet RTS game that we all liked. That would be pretty sweet. But RTS kind of doesn't really exist anymore, unfortunately.
well, there's Conqueror's Blade, and there's a new game that's kind of doing a complete copy of Conqueror's Blade. That's Conqueror's Blade is kind of like they try to do the European and the Eastern, like the Chinese and Japanese kind of units. There's another game that's like more strictly European. I forget the name of it. It's like Blade of something, but it's exactly like Conqueror's Blade. I considered trying that out, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna get my heart broken, just like I did with Bastion and Conqueror's Blade.
Ugh, God, that it's so painful with games like that. Just because when remember when we were young and well before THQ that every game was so full of promise, and now it's just like
Well,
cynicism.
well, if you could find a free-to-play game that we could all play together that you think everybody will like, I'm all for it. Maybe like I ended up buying Kingdom Under Fire, so I can't believe I spent money on that. I'll give it another shot. Maybe they improved it since then. I doubt it.
I I would be shocked if they spent a red cent on that game after that. I would be shocked.
We'll see. It's like because I will give them one thing. It's like they keep trying new things to that game. Like they are throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Unfortunately, what's sticking is crap.
That's valid. I legitimately thought they stopped development on it. Okay, I was wrong. I owe them an
Yeah,
apology.
yeah. It's like the actual MMO parts are terrible. The combat things, like the big army, they screwed up, but it shows promise. If they could fix that, make the areas bigger, less linear, and stop the stupid boss battle thing where you just kind of spawn in front of everybody and then you just that's
It's
stupid.
frustrating just because it was sort of like a game that is in development for too long, and when it finally comes out, you can tell it's trying to copy the in thing. That's Kingdom Under Fire's problem because
Hell,
it started in like 2007, back when WoW was at the height and the guild wars and everything, and
and
fucking look where we're at now.
actually, you might actually be able to do it with ESO.
Oh,
ESO that
sure,
has three factions. You join one
that's right.
faction. We level up our characters, go into the PvP area, and we start conquering stuff. Or better yet, join a guild that lets us have autonomy, do our own thing, and then have them for backup.
I would absolutely make 100 fucking percent sure that I join your guys' faction. So obviously Celia and I are all about the hot elves, so there's that.
Celia is going to want to play an elf, which means we have to pick the. Okay, so the races are tied to a faction.
I hate that, but that's how it
So
goes.
like the faction has the elves or elves, Kaji, and I forget what the third race is.
I don't know
I
what
guess
Kaji
like the high elves, wood elves, and Kaji. The the ones with the okay, then you have the high rock, which is Bretons, orcs, and again I forget the third one. And
Well, you wouldn't
then you
want
got
to
the
play.
one with the Nords, the dark elves, and the Argonians.
Oh, see, I'd play a dark elf for so that you could play the Argonian. That's the lizard thing, right?
Yeah. In fact, like if I'm able, because I should still have access to my Argonian, and he's like level 40 ish. So I have
Because
no problem like still using him. I
I'd feel bad if you didn't get like. Ultimately, I will play what makes everyone the happiest. Like, I
well
prefer elves, but
because
if given the choice, that's what I'm going with.
I would need to convince Celia. But I actually now that I think about it, well, okay, if I could make a new character. I actually have 8 characters because I wanted to like since originally I was going to be like the master blacksmith, but I couldn't really get into a guild because I'm antisocial. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a character to handle like each crafting thing, and I'll trade in items in between my characters. I was like, oh well, I got a spellcaster thing, so I'm gonna have this character work on like woodwork to make the staffs and bows for my archer, and a tailor to make the robes, while this character's doing the blacksmith and stuff for the heavy armor and uh and the metal weapons, and this character's gonna do the tanning, and everybody's just trading up everything. Like, oh, this character's gonna be the brewer to get us drunk.
I
So
I tend to do that the same damn thing. Self autonomy is like, oh, I need 5 things. I'll just make 5 characters. Fuck everybody else. Even though I've got the charisma for it, I don't like feeling indebted to other people, unless
yeah.
it's you guys.
No, we'll see. Like again, we got to get the entire crew in on this. I'm not gonna bother going back to the game if I can't get the crew in on it.
Yep. But for
But
now, though, I've got to get my butt out.
okay, and I'm gonna call it for the stream right there. Thank you, Campbell, for showing up. Thank you, Two
Absolutely.
Cats, for showing up. We are going to host somebody. Who are we
Thank you
going?
for showing up, 2 Cats. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we are going to host Doctor Soundcheck. He is currently in chatting mode, but I'm sure he's gonna play a game soon. So tomorrow, I might play that really terrible Menzo Berenzon game if you guys want to see me suffer, or I might play something fun instead. We'll see. It's up in the air. Until then, you guys have a great night. Later.
Bye, everybody.